Hello, thank you for taking a moment to watch this video, and on this specific training we're going to continue talking about the Armor dashboard, but more specifically we're going to dive deeper into the data and we're going to start filtering this data based off of line type. So when you first load the dashboard, you're going to see an overview of the health and effectiveness of your phone numbers, your live answer rates across different carriers and all that good stuff, right? But over on the right hand side you've got the filtering options. You need to choose the date range. First thing you need to do, choose what date range you want to look at. I'm going to leave mine set to the last 30 days. You're going to be different, right? And then based off of that date range, you may want to group that data differently. So if you got a year's worth of data you want to look at, you might want to group it weekly or monthly or something like that. Since I've just got a little bit of data in the sample account, I'm going to change this date grouping to daily. It'll make the graphs a little bit more entertaining. Then I'm going to go down here to the line type section, and you'll notice there's a few options in here. We got mobile, non-fixed VoIP, and of course you may see different options in here for you, but for me this is what I'm seeing. Non-fixed VoIP, those are all of our sample contact records. That's the data I'm actually going to play with to show you the graphs once you break this down by line type. I'm going to go ahead and choose that and click away. Once I click away, all of my data on this page is going to start to update. And so you probably just saw a lot of those changes happening while I'm talking there. And so you'll see Verizon and T-Mobile, that data is no data because they are mobile and we're not looking at mobile right now. But other carriers do qualify in the non-fixed VoIP. So 422 calls, 25.1% live answer rate. Now if I scroll down here, of course, I can see the call volume. So this is broken down, grouped by day. So all of my graphs are daily here. I can see all the call volume by day. And as you can see, not a lot of call volume because this is just sample data in a demo account of mine. I can break this graph down a little bit more as well. So let's jump over here where it says none. Let's change this to agent. So during this date range, how many calls were made each day by each of my agents to these non-fixed VoIP phone lines? I can highlight over each of the agents here to see their line, and everybody else kind of gets grayed out. Let's change this to carrier. Obviously, this is going to be lame because I'm filtering the whole thing by line type for the most part. So it's going to limit my carrier because Verizon and T-Mobile are not going to show up in that particular case. Now let's jump over here to phone number. This will be a little bit more interesting because this is going to show all of the phone numbers that I have within my system that were used as outbound caller IDs during this date range, what the volume was for each of those phone numbers. And then let's go here. I'm going to skip line type. Obviously that's going to be like carrier. Lead source becomes a little bit more entertaining for me personally. I really like lead source. I think this is an important data point that everyone should be paying attention to. So when you're importing your data or adding data to the system, make sure that you're adding a lead source to each of those contacts so that you can track the effectiveness of each lead vendor. Going down here, we can do the same thing for live answer rates. So let's say we want to see lead source live answer rates. So we can kind of compare them. So let's look at Zapier leads and Zapier leads, right? Not much difference there. Imports versus imports. What does my live answer rate look like as I compare the two here? And all of the other graphs have the same breakdowns, but I'm not going to go into each and every one of these graphs. Take the time in your own account if you have Armor to dig into this data, but just know that you can really break this down by line type and then drill down even further so that you can extract as much information out of your data as possible so that you can start to understand when the best time to call somebody is, how effective any one phone number might be over another phone number, so that you can really start to play around with your number pools and improve your live answer rate. So before we wrap up here, I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom. There is a cool graph here at the bottom that shows you the call volume by state and the live answer rate by state. Kind of an interesting one to see so that you can really kind of visualize where these calls are happening. I like this answer rate by state because as these states get darker, that means their live answer rates are getting better and better. So anyway, take a look at all of your graphs here. Have a lot of fun with this. And I hope this video has helped you better understand how you can get the most out of your phone burner system. Thanks again, and happy dialing.